I would like to officially present to the town board the 2012 tentative budget. And this is the 2012 tentative budget. And I'm just going to paraphrase a letter that I had sent to the town board. And what I'll say is that the presentation this evening is going to be on our website. In fact, the presentation itself is on the website right now as we speak. And once Mr. Beedon gives us the overview of the budget, then in fact the budget itself, the tentative budget itself, will be on the website as well. And consistent with what we have done in the past, the tentative, the preliminary, and the final budget will all be available on the website. And we always open up and offer that you have the opportunity to review it on the website. You can make an appointment to come in and talk with Mr. Beedon, who has all the numbers right at the tip of his tongue and all the detail, and then certainly at the library as well. What I would like to say is that this tentative budget proposes no tax increase for 2012. The tax rate will remain at $2.64. That's $2.64. That's the same as it was in 2011 and 2010. It is also lower than the tax rate in 2005. And Mr. Beedon will get into that in a little bit more detail. I'm certainly very pleased to present this not only to the board, but to our residents. This budget is $15.1 million. It is about 2.31% less than the 2011 budget. And primarily one of the things that we have done is we've taken advantage of attrition. There has been a number of retirements that have taken place throughout the town. We have elected not to fill those positions. And we have worked very closely with our department heads and our various departments to make sure that we have kept all of the services the same across the town. Certainly a couple of things that we continue to see some headwind on is the revenues. And a big piece of the revenue stream is with regards to our mortgage tax. One doesn't have to look much past today's paper to recognize the fact that that continues to be a problem, the economy, unemployment, and so that particular revenue stream has continued to be a little bit troubling for us. Certainly we have seen workers' compensation go up to the tune of about 12%. We've seen our pension costs go up approximately 16%. From 2011 to 2012, and that's an area where there is an ongoing effort for pension reform. I'm very pleased to say that our consortium for the healthcare continue to work out very, very well, and we'll see a modest 3% or less in healthcare premiums for those that are involved within the healthcare consortium. And I will say those that were not are seeing costs go up even more than that overall. The tax levy will provide approximately $109,000 over 2011. And this budget reflects a modest increase of assessed value of approximately 1.49%, well under the 2% cap that the state of New York has adopted, and local government and school districts need to abide by. I would certainly like to recognize our Comptroller Bob Beedon, who you'll be hearing from in a moment. But also all of our department heads. We heard from Mark DeFrancesco, who is here tonight, but all of our department heads for taking the budget process very seriously, coming in and working with the controller and myself to present a fiscally responsible budget that I believe continues to provide all of the services that our residents are expecting from Penfield and Penfield local government. So I want to give a special recognition to all our department heads and our departments for working so hard. This budget, there is, it also reflects no increase for any appointed or elected official. At this point, there is no increase for any appointed or elected official, and again, that's consistent with last year. I would like our Comptroller Bob Beedon to go through and to give us about a 10 or 12-minute overview. We've got 19 pages that we'd like to go through. And I think this will paint a picture that for some of you that have been here before has been pretty consistent. For those of you that have not, I think here's an opportunity to better understand the finances of the community that you live in. So with that, Mr. Beedon, if you would.
Thank you, Tony. What we'll be talking about this evening is our 2011 performance as of December 31st for our general highway library funds. We'll talk about our 2010 through 2014 analysis of our tax rate. We'll show the tax chart, the dollar bill pie, sales tax projections, and our bond payments for 2010 through 2014. This will lead us in talking about our 2012 tentative budget for the general fund, highway, and library funds. We'll talk about the summary, estimated appropriation and revenues for 2010 through 2014, analysis of our fund balance through the year 2010 through 2014, then our general reserve fund, which we use as a rainy day fund for repairs of our buildings and some of our capital projects for vehicles for the Parks Department and our sidewalk projects. Then we'll talk about our 2012 special district tentative budgets, and at the last we'll give you what our 2012 budget calendar is. As you can see from this slide, the estimated expenses for December 31st for 2011 is anticipated to be $14,841,000. That's $677,000 below the 2011 budget. What has caused that reduction is that, as Tony mentioned, in salaries, people that have retired or have left the town, we have not been filling those positions. Contractual costs is down. People have saved in their departments with office equipment, office supplies, and conferences. The insurance is down due to the fact that we go out every year to get rates for our general liability. And then, as Tony mentioned about employee benefits, we had budgeted 13% for medical insurance in 2011. And when we went with a consortium after the 2011 was approved, the rate came at the same rate that it was in 2010. So that's a savings of $377,000. On the revenue side, we didn't do quite as well because we're losing funds in the state aid. And that's because the youth services aid has been reduced, and the per capita aid that we normally get has been reduced by another 5%. Local revenues with the economy, it's been down due to the building permits and inspection fees. And then, of course, interest income. We had budgeted 4.5, now it's down to 3.5. Keeps going down to almost like you have to pay to have money in the banks. The net effect is, though, because we've been able to reduce our expenditures for 2011, the surplus that we appropriated, instead of $751,000, we only need to appropriate $213,000. So that's a very favorable variance that we can carry over to help our year for 2012. So as we look at the tax rate analysis for 2008 through 2014, you can see the increase in assessment growth. And for 2012, as Tony mentioned, the assessment growth was 1.49%. And we, after delivering your 2012 budget, the tax rate is tentatively set at $2.64. But the town board doesn't just do one-year budget. They like to get into a 3-year forecast because that's where the thinking and the management has to be taken by the town board. And as you see, we've estimated what 2013 and 2014 will bring. We anticipate that we'll have a tax assessment growth of 2% in 2013, a 2% in 2014, with a tax rate of 2% in 2013 and a 1.85% increase in 2014. This is an estimate. When we get to August of 2012, the town board then will make a decision as to what 2013's budget will be. But in order to plan, we have to take some of the scenarios that are happening in the economy so we get a picture in the advance of what's going to happen. And then as you look at this chart, you can see the 2012 tax rate at $2.64 is the same tax rate as 2011 and 2010, and lower than it was in 2005 at $2.97. And here we look at the dollar bill with the various jurisdictions of tax agencies. As you can see, the Penfield School represents about 68.9% of that dollar at $24.02. The county represents about 23.5% or $8.21 of that dollar. And here we are, the town of Penfield, a very small sliver, 7.6% at $2.64 for 2012. Our major revenue source for the town has been our sales tax projections. Every year, we're able to sit down with the county to analyze what they anticipate will be the growth for sales tax. And we're pretty conservative with our growth. We anticipate a 1% growth for 2012, 2013, and 2014. As you can see from here, 2012, $2,322,000. We put in $2,300,000. In 2013, $2,300,000 again, and it jumps up to $2,426,000 by 2014. But since that's like 2 years ahead of time, we anticipate a revenue growth of about $2,300,000 because we don't know what the economy will bring in 3 years from now. But that, if everything goes okay, this is what we would be earning. And then we look at our bond payments. These are the principal and interest payments for the pool locker room, the library project. We purchased a highway paver in 2011, and then the land acquisition. And as you can see, the total principal and interest payments for 2012 are $932,000, up slightly from 2011, but then goes down as the interest amounts are reduced. Goes down to about $917,000. In 2014, goes down significantly to down to $866,000 because the principal and interest on the highway paver is completed and gone by then. This will lead us now talking about our 2012 tentative budget for the general highway and library funds. And the appropriations, our 2012 budget will be approximately $358,000 below the 2011 budget, or about 2.3% reduction in appropriations. Again, as Tony mentioned, the salary line is reduced along with the benefit line because of the medical insurance. Department heads have cut costs down about $80,000, and then insurance, will be renewing our insurance again for 2012, will be about $12,000 below the 2011 budget. The area where we have a slight increase in the appropriations is in our equipment.